Hello. Welcome to Lawyers and Libations, Episode 3 with Sarah Stottlemyre and Rebecca Hallberg.
We've survived Episodes 1 and 2, moving right into Episode 3.
So if you've not had a chance to check out Episodes 1 and 2, definitely check us out on Spotify.
They're pretty funny. They're highly entertaining.
Yeah. If you want to see video, it's on YouTube. I don't know. I can't decide how I look on video.
I don't like the way that I look on video or the way my voice sounds, but everyone that I have heard that has heard our podcast has said they're crazy in love with your voice. My sister-in-law actually said she was a straight married woman, but your voice was like butter, and she was madly in love with it.
Oh, I like that. I've always thought I had a voice for radio.
You do, girl.
Well, if
100%.
this law thing doesn't work out.
You killed it.
Perfect.
You killed it.
Perfect.
So where have you been since Episode 2?
Well, oddly enough, we've been together a little bit.
We have
Just got back from a great girls' trip to Exuma.
10 to 12 very different personality women in one home on a Bahama island.
Oh, yeah. Shockingly, got along very well. No major drama.
I didn't kill anyone.
I think it helped that there were only 3 men on the island total.
One was our driver, one was our boat captain, and then one was our bartender. That was the total 3.
Yes. Well, don't forget there was also the alleged mayor of Exuma.
Twin.
Yeah.
So, yes. So, my sister actually went to Firefest. She was one of those poor souls that got stuck down there. And she was extricated by this lovely man named Barry, whose nickname is Twin, who's basically like the mayor of Exuma. However, when I was telling this story to the girls on the trip, they all nodded earnestly, and then the next day they go, "So Sarah, we actually Googled it, and the mayor of Exuma is like 84." And I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, girls!" He said he's like the mayor, not the actual mayor.
Well, I will say the day beforehand when I was contemplating packing some contraband in my bag, you said, no, don't worry about it. I know the mayor of Exuma. You can get whatever you need down there.
No.
So I definitely perpetuated the rumor
that he was the
mayor.
actual mayor. Okay. Well, but the good news is you did not pack a lot of contraband, because I don't know what happens to get you out of jail in another country. I've seen locked up abroad. I'm not a fan of it. So that was good that you did not do that. But yes, I mean, you could have gotten what you needed down there.
Oh, yeah. True. Well, and I don't know if I told you, I actually asked your friend Twin, the alleged mayor of Exuma, what his daily job is like as mayor of Exuma, and he answered as if he was the mayor of Exuma. So I think the joke was on me.
Did he say he visited different cities and worked on
he
building
says he gets
planning?
on his jet ski and he goes island to island to make sure everyone's drunk.
That is actually what he does. That actually could be the duties of the mayor of Exuma.
It sounded completely legit. So I was like, okay.
So I think that mostly the girls thought that because they had taken some edibles, and they just continued to think that he was the mayor of Exuma. But he was not. But he was similar to the mayor of Exuma, knows everybody. It's a very small island. So I had a blast. Did you have a blast?
So
we swam
fun.
with pigs. We thought we might have gotten pig AIDS from the water. I don't think that we actually did, which is helpful. I mean, we might have.
We haven't been tested yet.
Swam with pigs, sea turtles.
Lots of cool stuff.
I started singing Moana while I was holding onto the back of one of them. It was lovely. It was a lovely trip.
It was great. And so actually our special guest today, Mary Margaret Furtado with Benchmark, part of the reason we were there is to celebrate, or the reason we were there, not just part, was her 50th birthday.
The only reason we were there was to celebrate, in fact, her 50th birthday. She may look like she's 25, so she may, in fact, be a fucking vampire. I'm not really sure how she pulls it off, but
Amazing.
We were down there for her 50th. It was lovely.
Oh, yeah. So more to come on her trip.
Yes.
And Benchmark and how to look amazing at 50.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. I would like all of those tips. So tell me what, generally after we go on one of these little excursions together, we have to come back and deal with dumpster fires at work. How has your week been? What kind of shit have you been dealing with?
It's been a little crazy. I mean, you and I both do a good job of kind of working and keeping up on vacation, but whenever you come back is when you're dealing with the serious conversations and tough stuff.
We generally don't even put our out of office on.
Yeah, nope.
It's awful.
Not at all. So one tough conversation I dealt with last week, and I deal with it a lot particularly with personal injury clients, is if you've ever had a work accident, or not a work accident, a car accident, you know that at the end, there's only a certain amount of money typically that these insurance companies have to pay out for settlement based on what someone's coverage is.
One pot, which includes your attorney's fees, your medical treatment, and then the client's portion.
Exactly. So, like, let's say, for example, you're in a car accident and the at-fault driver has $50,000 in coverage. If they pay if the insurance company pays the full $50,000, that $50,000 pays your medicals, it pays your attorney, and whatever's left over goes to you. And so the great thing is if you've got health insurance or you've got med pay on your own car insurance policy, when you get paid out at the end of the case, you're getting
more money.
A lot more money.
Right.
But the tough conversation I had with a client last week, and it happens a lot, is my client didn't have health insurance, she didn't have med pay, and she didn't have UM. And so it's time to start dispersing the money.
She's so pissed, isn't she?
She's furious because she's not getting a whole
with
lot.
Nothing.
And so I just feel like that's something that always frustrates me. It's something that's always bothered me about personal injury, but it's unfortunately how it works. So anyway, kind of my listener tip for the week is for everybody to pull up your car insurance policy. If you don't have MedPay, get MedPay. It's so cheap. Get $10,000 in MedPay.
Get the damn
MedPay.
MedPay.
$2 or something on your car insurance policy. Get that and have health insurance, because if you're in an auto accident, I mean, that will...
So that MedPay automatically goes to your providers,
automatically goes to providers.
Medical treatment payments.
Absolutely. And that, and my husband and I were talking about it this morning. I'm like, if you're in an auto accident, if all you end up needing is like chiropractic care and a couple of MRIs, that $10,000, if that's what you have in MedPay, can pay for all of that. So if your case settles for $50,000, you're getting a decent chunk of money.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's one of the frustrating conversations I hate to have with clients, and it's something that we can't do anything about, because once you've been in the accident, if you didn't already have med pay and health insurance,
you're screwed.
It doesn't matter if you get it after the accident.
Yeah, you're done.
Before.
So obviously health insurance, huge to have. In addition to that, so I do a lot of mediations for personal injury claims where I actually help the parties get their cases settled. Something that I see a lot is where lawyers will have their clients treat on a medical lien even though they have health insurance. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. They're doing it in order to run up the bills. And then, unfortunately, their client gets hammered with it at the end. Because if they would have put it through their health insurance, the reimbursement would be much smaller that you have to pay back to health insurance, instead of the lien holders who are providing the medical treatment. They take a cut on what those bills were billed at, but it's still going to be significantly more than what you would have to pay back to your health insurance. Don't treat on a lien if you have health insurance. It's the dumbest shit you can do. And if your attorney's advising you to do that, you may need a new damn attorney, because that's just selfish.
Or give them some pushback, because I do think some of it is provider driven. I mean, I feel like as I'm directing care sometimes in these personal injury cases, there are several providers that'll be like, we don't take health insurance. We just treat on a lien. And I'll tell my client, I'll say, hey, look, you can go to such and such, but they're not going to take your health insurance, or we can find someone that does. 9 times out of 10, my client is like, let me go through health insurance because I want the money.
Right. Absolutely.
I don't want to go into somebody else.
No. And that also goes for Medicare and Medicaid. If you're either lower income or you are on above the age of Medicare, like 63, 65, and you can go ahead and do that, get treatment through them, because their subrogation amount is going to be significantly less. Now, you might have a little bit more difficult time finding a treatment provider that accepts those, but a lot of the major orthopedic groups in Georgia do. So do that.
Yeah.
That's a good tip for the day.
Absolutely.
Rebecca, I couldn't love that more.
Get health insurance.
Yes.
Get med pay.
Check your shit. Get med pay. It's not that tricky.
If you don't have all that, you are going to have to treat on a lien, because otherwise you're not going to get treatment.
And then P.S., you're going to end up with hardly anything at the end of your case.
Yep.
So that's our thing.
Well, cool. So coming up in just a few minutes, our friend Mary Margaret Furtado.
She's amazing. You're going to love her.
She's going to bring one of her specialty cocktails. I'm assuming it's probably tequila. I've never seen her drink anything other than tequila.
You're right. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I'm highly looking forward to it. I would like an afternoon beverage.
Agreed.
It's time for it. So, so when we're back in just a few minutes, we will bring out Mary Margaret.
Sounds good. See you soon.
Thanks.
Welcome back to episode 3 of Lawyers and Libations.
Look at your cute hat.
I know, right? Isn't it so fun?
So amazing.
So I have it on. Part of it, this is what our super cool girls hat last week for Mary Margaret's birthday trip. So as you can see, MMF 50. We celebrated her big 50th. So welcome, Mary Margaret.
Mary Margaret Furtado, Mary Margaret Motherfuckers 50.
Yep.
Do you remember the guy that came up to us and was like, is that like some kind of like sex ad thing? And we're like, what? I don't think
Was
so.
it one of the 3 men on the island?
Yes.
They were there.
It's like, no, we're from the South. These are her initials.
There
he
you
was
are.
like,
We're
Cute.
monogrammed.
oh, he's like, is it male, female? I'm like, no.
It's an upside down pineapple. We would have put that on there had we meant to.
I'm like,
Thank you.
Hey, wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us today. So it looks like you brought us a super fun cocktail. What are we drinking?
I'm very excited
Good.
about the
Oh, yeah, we're gonna
cocktail.
have to- okay, so it's a strawberry mint margarita.
Okay. So,
I'm like,
woo.
Oh, that's aggressive.
Jesus, it's So that is that's tequila.
Yeah, that's really
With
good.
dyed a nice light pink with some lime,
It says
some
a muddle.
lime, and yeah.
Did you muddle your own
I
strawberries?
did.
Look at you.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You were like
Susie
in the
Homemaker.
kitchen.
I mean, well, I woke up this morning and
You were like,
I
oh,
started looking
shit,
at my
I
calendar.
have-
Yeah. I was like, oh shit. I was like, certainly this isn't really going to happen.
And I'm
y'all,
like,
you're like, yeah.
sure is. We'll see you there. See you there, girl.
And I need to bring a drink. Okay.
Let me pour an entire fucking bottle of tequila in it.
Man,
All
it's so good. I love it.
So we'll be nice and warmed up by the end of this podcast for sure. Probably
So,
Ubering.
so we'll do the serious questions first then. So Mary Margaret, tell us, what do you do?
So I'm with Benchmark Physical Therapy. I'm director of business development for the personal injury side.
And what is Benchmark Physical Therapy?
So
Tell us a little bit about it. I want to know how many locations you have.
we have about 260 locations.
Good grief. Okay.
Lots and lots. And that also is under that family is Dreyer and Results too.
Okay.
So we have acquired them and they're a part of our family. So we can send clients to Dreyer and Results as well.
And what do they do?
They same thing. So we all
Okay.
under the little same umbrella. All do physical therapy. So we can do dry needling, which you've had dry needling done before.
I have, yes. So I will say personally, I have had an anterior lumbar fusion and I have had, I tore my ACL. So I had an ACL repair. So I've gone through lots of physical therapy and I am one of your biggest fans.
Yes.
I'm a client. I had a lot of dry needling. It hurts like shit.
Yes.
They go in there with the little needles and they jam them into where it hurts. For me, it was my lower back at the time. And then they twist the muscle fibers
I've never really
around.
hurt.
Oh, God, it hurts like shit.
Serious.
And you sit there and then you sit there for like 10 minutes with these
With the
needles
needle in?
wrapped around. So by the idea is at the end of it, it's so like that it
I
goes.
thought it was
that
just like micro needling and they just like rolled this
Oh
needle
no,
through.
baby!
in the
No,
muscle.
no, no. They go into the muscle and wrap the muscle fibers around it. It's extraordinarily beneficial. It helps a lot for headaches, low back pain. But while you're doing it, like they would make sure that I didn't have any old people around me on the tables because they lay down on a table and shockingly enough, I go into complete Tourette's while they're jamming needles into my back and say a lot of more inappropriate words than I would say on here. Which is also surprising, but it hurts like shit. Absolutely. But it's very beneficial. Anyway, great dry needling practice there. It's just great.
And the thing about dry needling too with physical therapy, you need to come, every other day. There's
At least twice a week.
Yeah, there's like a treatment plan put into place. And so with dry needling, if it's something that you would benefit from, you can get that done like once a week. So you can go longer in between appointments with dry needling. And, a lot of people have busy schedules, family, work, and things like that. So,
But however, physical therapy only works if you actually do the damn physical
absolutely.
therapy,
Right.
right? Like,
So like everything.
it's a pain in the ass. Trust me. I didn't like going somewhere 2 to 3 days a week, or hell, after my fusion in my back, I was like 4 days a week. Aqua therapy. Nobody has time for that shit. But you're not going to get better or stronger if you don't do it. So
And that is, and I know you work primarily on the personal injury side, but definitely probably run into in workers' comp is getting the therapy authorized consistently.
Right.
And we do see, like, if it's authorized for like the first 3 or 4 weeks and then our adjuster, the workers' comp adjuster, quits responding, you can definitely see a quick decline in
Always.
recovery for our clients.
Yeah,
In fact, I'm
always.
getting ready to ask for some assessed attorney's fees for.
Go get them, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
no,
my
they
client
do
is
that.
Worse off now.
Well, yeah, I would have. So I've had cases in the workers' comp setting where the person has had like a knee surgery or a shoulder surgery. If you don't get in there fast and start getting all that stuff moved, like they didn't approve physical therapy for something like fucking 6 weeks. I mean, something absurd, right? Well, all the time the muscles are atrophying. I mean, it's awful. So,
Well, and then you're talking about going back in and having to have another surgery possibly.
ding, ding, ding.
Getting re-injured. So, no, I think the key with physical therapy is consistency, right? Like you have to go, and you know how this is with, especially with PI clients, is making them understand. You make the appointment, you need to go. You're not going to get better if you don't go. And you have to do the exercises at home too.
Right.
And so, the other things that we offer as well as FCEs. So for like work comps, we do FCEs.
So those are functional capacity evaluations.
Yes. Yep. So we offer those.
Can you explain for our listeners what that is?
So as Sarah just said, it's a functional capacity evaluation. So
It's showing your limitations at
Yes.
work of what
Yes.
you can physically do at work.
So let's just say, for an example, if your job requires you to lift up to 70 pounds and you're like, I can't do that. So that's like would be a part of this
Evaluation.
Thank you. And we take care of that. And then, you take that back to your physician, back to your employer to show them that you're not in full capacity to complete, to do your work duties.
Work duties.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they are, just a little tip for our listeners, if you are having a functional capacity evaluation done, there's not a real solid way to cheat on that test. For example, they have things like where they're testing you for grip strength, right? The functional capacity evaluation person who's actually doing your evaluation will be looking to see if your knuckles are white, if you're actually squeezing the thing to see.
They know what to look for.
They've got a heart
Yes.
monitor
We do this all the
on
time.
you because if you have pain, your heart rate increases. So they are more than happy. And Benchmark is a fantastic group to have this done. But there are some groups that are more employer insurer friendly per se, and they are more than happy to state on there that the claimant is malingering. So
It's the worst. I mean, it will take
It's the worst. Take a good
very
case.
good case and just completely throw it down a hill.
Tank it.
If you fake. I've got a guy that's got one this week, and he has a really good case. And I think he might be a little bit of a faker sometimes. Just a little drama.
did
And
you
I'm
tell? Did you tell? Were you like,
I did.
dude?
I go, look. I said,
Don't fuck this
they're gonna
up.
do your grip strength. They're watching your heart rate. I was like, we both know that you're hurt, but we also know that you can do something.
Mm-hmm.
So don't go be full drama. Do the best that you can. Because if they think that you're lying and they put it in your report, your case will like half in value.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Benchmark is good too about maintaining communication with your lawyers. So if you do have a case that's either PI or workers' comp, and you need to actually talk to the people who are evaluating your clients as a lawyer, it's huge,
Yep,
hugely
right.
helpful.
You can get your records on time. You can get your bills.
Well, and I think the communication between the attorney is because sometimes people come in and tell us things and that don't really match up. And so we like to let the
Our clients a lot of the time have no idea what's going on. Yeah.
And so one thing that Sarah and I were talking about before you started with us today is health insurance versus trading on a lien. Does Benchmark take health insurance?
We do. So we take health insurance for those that do not have health insurance. Sarah's over here
I'm sorry.
struggling.
I'm not a tequila drinker, so I'm like,
It's like, this is delicious.
at least I'm not like ending up at Senior Frogs going down the slide or doing
Maybe. I'm
I mean, we
shocked there's
could.
not one here.
or a wet t-shirt contest.
We'll
God
talk to
damn
Tyler
it.
about that.
Yeah, no,
need a
we're
slide.
good.
Need a slide.
No.
Well, of
no
the three
tequila.
of us, I think you have the best chance to win a
Thank
wet
you.
t-shirt
I have.
contest.
I have maybe participated in one on a booze cruise in Cancun in college, and I may have won.
requirement in Cancun.
I may have won. It's fine. It was
we
in
have
my youth. It was
pictures
my
or video?
Well, we can go back to the health insurance thing. There were. I did. Ugh. So one of my best girlfriends who went to Western Carolina, as a reminder, I went to Chapel Hill, as Rebecca did too. But so we were all down there on a booze cruise my freshman year. And when I came back, she calls me from her school and goes, were you in Cancun over spring break? And I go, yeah. And she goes, were you on a booze cruise? I go, yeah. She goes, did you participate and win a wet t-shirt contest? I go, Yeah. Why? She goes, well, because I'm looking pictures of you right now. I was like, I'm going to kill.
Congratulations.
I was 19. I mean, your boobs are like up to your chin at 19. Anyway, so
you
that
take-
was.
so
anyways,
But
you
so
take health
that's when you
insurance.
go and you had to
exactly.
get them developed at like Eckerd. Could you imagine what those people saw that developed those
Oh my
pictures at Eckerd's? Woof. Okay, so back to the health insurance and lean thing.
So,
Sorry.
yes, so we do take health insurance, and if they don't have the health insurance, we can treat on a lien. We just follow whatever the attorney wants to do. Yeah.
Perfect. And then I know you were talking about how many locations you guys had. We obviously have some listeners not in Georgia. Do you have locations outside?
We do. So
Nationwide.
We're nationwide.
Well done, girl.
But I would say in the immediate area, Alabama, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina.
Really good in the southeast.
Yes.
Okay.
Very. And then in other parts of the U.S., we also have people under our umbrellas, so they would go by a different name. So they would have like their own branding in those states.
Well, I would say that's one
Don't
of
quiz
the.
me on that right now, though. what they
Yeah,
are.
no, I won't. But the largest benefit of, I mean, one of the largest benefits besides the quality of your physical therapist is how many convenient locations you guys have. It's amazing. I couldn't be happier. I mean, mine's right around the corner from my house.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Could
Go
walk
everywhere.
there if I were
And two,
less
I mean,
lazy.
a lot of people may start out going by their home, and then they're like, I don't have enough time to get to work and then get home, so then they'll just transition to by their work if that's convenient
Yeah.
for them. So I think that has a lot to do, because again, you're not going to go to physical therapy if it's not convenient
Oh, yeah,
for you.
absolutely.
you're
Oh,
just not
no.
going to, because it's already a commitment to go, and if it's not convenient, forget it.
And so one other thing that I like about Benchmark, and if you can explain it for the listeners, this would be great too. If I've got a client, I can't get them in with a doctor, I'll call you and be like, hey, such and such needs to get in to start treatment. So can you tell us a little bit about getting in with therapy early on?
Yeah, so we can do direct, what we call direct access, up to 8 visits. So you could just, call us, our attorneys call us, hey, I can't get them in with a doctor yet. I just want to get them seen by somebody, and they're telling us what's wrong, right? So we're communicating that with our team and telling them. So we can see them for up to 8 visits. And then after that, they need to go to a doctor.
Obviously.
Oh, definitely. And especially like if they haven't had an MRI or anything,
I mean,
you want to
an
make
X-ray
sure.
at least or something. And sometimes, they've gone to the emergency room, so they've got an X-ray with them. But we're always happy to see them.
And it's also huge. There is a difference between personal injury and workers' comp claims in the sense that workers' comp, they're never going to send you to a chiropractor. They don't ever do it. In PI, chiropractors are much more prevalent, and they do a large chunk of a lot of the medical treatment. But as far as workers' comp, they're never going. Maybe like 1 in 100, they will authorize chiropractic treatment, but they will authorize physical therapy. So
Yeah, and we're on
get it done.
the what's it called?
Panel of physicians.
Approved list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody likes Benchmark.
Yeah.
Okay.
So back to more fun topics. Where are all the cool kids going these days in Atlanta? What's the hot new restaurant/bar?
I think Yeppa.
Yay, Yeppa. All right, so I couldn't love Yeppa more. Yeppa's fantastic. That's right in the, it's right across from Fado, like Buckhead Village, right across the street from Fetch. It's Italian.
Yeah.
God, it's damn delicious.
I've only had
good.
cocktails. I need to go eat.
No,
What should I eat?
food.
right
Oh,
now?
it's so good. The salami picante pizza's good. The veal bombs are good.
veal
There's
bombs.
some.
Is that like a meatball?
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
like, how like chicken saltimbocca with like the
prosciutto and cheese,
yeah.
and then they
Steak.
fry it.
and they fry it on a skewer, and it's just sitting in wine butter sauce.
It's delicious. It's not bad. They've got little mini lasagnas. I mean, I feel like a spokesperson for this new place because it's the guys who own, it's Pietro and Steve who own Storico Vino and Storico Fresco, which are both, right around the corner in
Yeah,
there.
we go to those all the time.
But this is it's a great place for a girls' night or it's a fun date night. I can't imagine a bunch of men going and sitting down there as like a guys' night type thing because they don't have sports bar like TVs and stuff. But
I guess they're
The
hot
bar
chicks
is
there.
amazing, though.
there are. If you're single, maybe go out with like 1 or 2
Like
guys.
a bar. I would see a bunch of guys hang out at the bar there because
Yeah.
the drinks are awesome. Bartenders are super engaging.
They're lovely.
And then they're gonna have like a little private club.
They are,
going,
yeah.
right?
They're opening up this little like back behind this curtain room that's got like all red lights. It's very sexy.
Ooh.
I have no idea.
There be like car shells, like cars hanging from the ceiling. Or
I don't know,
don't know.
but it looks amazing and it's lovely. Nick, the head maitre d' guy, is this cute little Greek young kid. He's precious. It's all lovely. I couldn't be happier about it. Yeah, it's a great girls'
They
night,
did a great
and
job with the
there's a lot of
inside.
hot single ladies there for sure. So if you want to grab
the
your one
scene.
guy friend and go,
It's the scene for sure.
yeah. So that's very scenish. So I want to hear. Well, I mean, I was at your birthday trip, but I want to ask you a couple questions about
Oh,
it.
God.
One, how in the fuck do you look so good at turning 50? Did you make a deal with the devil? What did you
Probably.
have to do, and what did you sell in exchange?
I probably did at some point. Well, Botox and fillers are great.
She's like, actually, let me just fucking tell you what we do.
I mean, I mean,
Botox
come
and fillers. Yeah.
on.
Anyway,
What I
but
mean,
you look stunning.
Oh, I just use
Just
these
some
amazing face
vitamins.
oils.
I drink bone broth.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I take good vitamins and drink bone broth. It's
Yes,
amazing.
and you never drink alcohol.
No,
Wait,
never.
who is the one person that's like super stunning, like older and never? Oh, our friend,
J-Lo doesn't drink
our friend
J-Lo.
Katerina. That
well,
yeah,
she
she's
eats like lettuce. And
Yeah.
carrots.
she does.
I've never seen her eat anything other than hard-boiled eggs,
The heart.
like
I mean, but
without salt.
Jesus,
I mean, not
Lord,
yummy.
have you
Nothing.
seen her
Yeah.
skin?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's amazing.
What was your favorite part of your birthday trip?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. It was amazing. I mean, first off, like,
Didn't you, in fact, get pig AIDS?
no. No, what's with these wusses over here? Weakest links. I'm
I
like
mean-
feeling great.
So-
My stomach has been on
We almost
fire.
died. Everybody in our trip. So Rebecca and I have been talking because we're obviously best friends and law partners. So we talk every day and on the weekends and stuff. And so we were talking back and forth. I was like, my stomach has not been right since the trip. And she's like, I have been in the bathroom every day, all day long. And I was like, okay, well, at least we're going to end up skinny. Let's see if we can find out from the rest of the group of girls how, in fact, they are doing. And how are they doing, Rebecca?
Well, one shat herself in Pilates last week and then went to the ER. And
In
Sarah-
Pilates, yeah. I definitely shat myself at a Mexican restaurant.
What
It's
is
not
happening?
going well.
It was
I don't
like
know.
no, there was no time. It was my stomach gurgled and I said, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And by the time I pushed my chair back, I was like, welp, there you have it. So that's nice.
I mean, I'm not calling anyone out on having to go to the bathroom when it just happens because that happens to me quite often.
Oh, Mary Margaret.
Oh, God.
Yes. So we do
Oh, my
have
gosh,
fun stories.
shut
Well,
my freaking mouth.
Sorry, but
Dun, dun, dun.
yeah. So Mary, there what used to be a bar called
Change the name
Botanico.
to lawyers. and-
Botanico. Yeah.
Lawyers and just put a poo emoji
Bowel
up there.
Yes, yeah. So there was a bar called Botanico that Mary
An
Margaret.
alleged incident, by the way.
Yes, she can neither confirm nor deny, much like all
I'm
of the
embarrassed
things
for
that
you.
we've just told. And the recounting of the story, though, is the best. That there was a huge line for the bathroom, and there our friend Tori looked over, and there was a bead of sweat coming down Mary Margaret's
Pouring.
face, and all of a sudden she just walked out and left. And then she came back in and was like, all right, drinks all around. Let's do this. They're like, where'd you go, Mary Margaret? Mary Margaret, where'd you go?
I had to go relieve myself in a parking lot.
And what brand of napkins did you use?
Dunkin' Donuts.
There you
Just
go. See,
guys,
just in the nick of time.
When you're going through the drive-through, getting your kids donuts,
Just get
ask for
extra.
extra napkins.
That's why you
Yes.
save 'em.
Very, very
Yes.
great.
So it was not after your trip. It was not, in fact, Montezuma's revenge because we were in Exuma. It was pig AIDS revenge, swine revenge.
Fine.
I mean,
It had
I
to be.
thought
It's not the food because everybody
No, the
ate.
food was
and
fine.
The food was amazing.
I
Everybody
don't
ate
think
the same
our
thing.
ice was filtered. And I remember
I still think it wasn't either.
And I,
I
in fact,
agree.
looked at the ice machine and it had a spot for the filter to go.
But I drank. But everybody. I mean, but
Yes,
I'm the
but
only
you're
person-
a vampire.
That's
You
true.
are
I
like
mean,
you're
I'm
like
a
through and
cockroach.
through. You are a cockroach. Yeah. No one's ever gonna kill you.
Did
And then-
everybody gets? Is everybody?
I think you're the only one that's.
Oh, and Diana, she wasn't sick,
Diana?
But she's a vegetarian. Like, she's so healthy. Like, she probably doesn't have anything.
We
weird
were
in her stomach.
slurping those
drinks.
Those pina coladas.
There were a lot.
good.
Anyway, it was bad. It got me. I've got a very sensitive tum-tum.
Oh, you
though,
do?
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm always sick. Yeah.
Now, on a funny side note, who was your favorite celebrity that we tried to get to come to the Bahamas?
I like how she says we tried to get
By we, I mean me.
She
I don't
did
know.
not. It was not a
Maybe
we.
Rebecca DM'd Tom Brady. I don't know if
More
you
than
guys
one
have
time.
heard of him.
Like, I feel like I'm going to get blocked. So,
No, the best one was the last.
Yeah.
Like, that needs to be a meme. You just need to talk
It's
Was
So-
that the one that I was holding you up and you had a football in your mouth?
no.
Okay, not that one.
First off, the next day when I saw that, I'm like,
You had no
what is
recollection.
Sarah doing? They're like, that's not Sarah, that's you. I'm like,
That's
where's my head?
actually-
I'm like, it's
it's
underwater.
it's
that's-
behind the
yeah.
football and I
it
was
was
holding you up for
full-
air.
It looked like Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, it would definitely.
But so, just so everybody knows, I had a few cocktails recently and DM'd Tom Brady and was like, hey, my friend's birthday party is coming up. Hope you can come meet
Come
us
to
in the
the
Bahamas. And he never responded.
Shocked.
Rude.
I bet he
I'm
gets
shocked.
5 million
Oh, my gosh.
DMs. And plus, my Instagram thing is like me and my kids. So I'm sure he was like, okay,
Okay.
hot pseudo fat
All right.
middle aged mom. I'm not
All
going
right. All right, you
not
bad
gonna
shit
respond
drunk
to you.
moms. We're done.
But so then when we
that's
were
true.
overserved after our boat trip, I did send him a separate DM that said, per my last DM, and then my phone died. So I'm sure he thought I was a
That is
stalker.
the most amazing. That needs to be a meme. Per my last DM.
Per my last
I mean,
DM.
I was like,
to Tom Brady.
to Tom
Tom
Brady.
Brady.
Anyway, he did not, in fact,
Hasn't
show up.
responded.
It was
didn't.
tragic. I think he was somewhere else in the Bahamas playing football.
I think I'm
don't know.
going to send him a DM every time we go on a trip and just see if he
Maybe he
ever
pops up.
responds.
I don't think he actually handles his own
Well,
Instagram stuff.
eventually
I'm just
someone's
letting
gonna
you
go to
know.
him and be like,
These
"This girl
bitches are
Rebecca
crazy."
Hallberg DMs you.
I mean, if
once a
Adam
month."
Levine handles his,
Right? Well, I heard Tom's dating Reese Witherspoon now, so like I'm about as
that's
close as
cute.
Reese
We both
Witherspoon
got- oh,
for
that's
like
so
a regular human
cute.
being he can get.
oh, okay.
I still think he looks
So-
like he has an eating disorder. I don't know
I
what the
don't care.
concave
Yeah, he did. He did
cheeks
some
in and
work on
stuff.
his-
Like, it's not
He
looking
just
good.
needs
I
to
don't
admit
like it.
I'm at Botox and fillers. He just needs to
And
say,
just
I had
put
to
some
work on my
fucking
jaw.
weight back on, dude.
Oh, no.
Well, I
Like,
mean, he's
stop
allowed to
it.
eat more than
He looks
almonds
great.
now that he and Giselle
He's
are
like this.
together. So he should like grab a cheeseburger.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
I don't know, ladies. I take him like he is. Well, Mary Margaret, thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
coming. Thanks
having
for
me.
these
This was
amazing.
awesome.
We
Strong
love
cheers.
you.
I love y'all.
Cheers. Thank you so
Cheers.
much for coming.
Cheers.
We had so much
We
fun.
love you. We love Benchmark.
I know. Thank you for having me.
Yours being hot and 50.
Yes, God, you're killing it. If I can look like you when I'm 50, it's not far off. It's really tragically enough, not far off. But I will be very happy if I look like you, girl.
You will.
Killing
Be
it.
happy to look like you now.
Fuck yeah, me
Yeah.
too. The fuck. I
We'll just
couldn't
have to
agree more.
start planning that trip now.
Done. All right. Well,
All
we
right.
love you. Thank
Love
you for
cheers.
coming.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers,
Thanks for coming on.
everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 3 of Lawyers and Libations with Sarah and Rebecca. We'll see you for episode 4.
Check
Take
us out
care.
on Spotify
Spotify and,
and
Apple
YouTube.
and YouTube.
All kinds of places, wherever. Just Google us.
Thank you.